What's up, you beautiful collectors and action figure fans? Once again, it's the one and only Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the absolutely incredible support from the folks over at Mattel, we're going to be taking a look at the new Jurassic Park Hammond collection of none other than Dr. Ian Malcolm. Now, the Hammond collection combines two sort of things: the scale of their very successful 3 3/4 inch line, as well as the detail and articulation of their 6-inch Amber collection. And the first human released, obviously, is none other than Dr. Ian Malcolm, the one and only chaotician who appeared in both Jurassic Park 2: The Lost World, Jurassic World, and the upcoming Jurassic World Dominion film. But this is how he appeared in that very first Jurassic Park movie. As you can see for the package, you got this really cool amber sort of thing right here with John Hammond inside of it, which is kind of creepy. Gorgeous package around here though, very similar to that Amber collection box with some really great art and such on here. Of course, you got the open window that fully showcases the figure, his accessories. Come around to the side, you got an up-close image of Dr. Malcolm right there. Back of the package has another product shot with an image of him from the film, as well as a read-up that says, during his visit to Jurassic Park, Dr. Ian Malcolm's expertise in chaos theory comes to light in a painfully personal way. Really, that's all it is, but he is one of the most iconic characters from the franchise. So it makes absolute sense that Mattel would start off their new Hammond collection with the iconic Jeff Goldblum character himself. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. And here we have the new Hammond collection Ian Malcolm open up and out of his packaging. And honestly, I'm really very impressed with what they did with this figure. Now, the Mattel 3 3/4 inch Jurassic Park and Jurassic World figures are not new, but this really does take it a whole step further. For his accessories, as you can see, he comes with the flare that he used to distract Rexy when that pesky little T-Rex was trying to attack the kids. And the only way that I think that this could have been done better would be if they included, in addition to this red translucent bit right here, because this is supposed to be like smoke, if they put some like white highlights through there to kind of give it that, and maybe a little bit more red down here and then fading to more of a kind of smoky color up here, that would probably look really cool. But in general, it still looks really good. You can also see the flare has a different red color, so I really like that they kind of separated that. I just, like I said, wish there would be a little bit more smoke coloring coming towards the actual end of it. He also does get a pair of extra arms. Now, these are used in conjunction, obviously, with the body to give a alternate look for him. The jacket, actually, can be removed, and these can go on just as regular short-sleeved arms, which works beautifully with the shirt that he's wearing underneath. Same level of articulation in these that one has. This just gives you a kind of different look for your display. This is mostly how he appeared when we first saw him. Now, granted, the jacket does look a little bit big on him. It really does kind of look like, almost like a winter coat or something. But when you pull these arms off, and I'll just do that now for you just to kind of see that. These just peg in, and then this is a rubbery material that pulls away. And then you can take these and plug these right in. And now, like I was saying, you have a completely different look for him. So, whereas when we first saw him, no, that's kind of tight to get, there we go. When we first saw him, he was wearing a jacket. And then subsequently, as the movie progressed, he took the jacket off and just ran around like this. And this is actually what he was wearing when he did use the flare. Now, one problem that I do have with the flare, you can see that the hand here is in a open kind of thing. Doesn't really hold it all that well because of how heavy the smoke section is. It just kind of pulls over and falls down. It doesn't really grip it very well, and that's really kind of unfortunate. I'm trying to see if this one here does it a little bit better, because that's a little bit smaller of a grip. No, that really doesn't do it either. So that definitely is unfortunate. I mean, you can kind of do it. I wonder, we're going to do the comparison here later on. I wonder if these arms, that doesn't really seem like it comes out, but so you can't really swap those. But I love the fact that you do have two different options in terms of the overall look for the guy. So if you want to display him looking how he did when he first arrived in Jurassic Park, you got that. Towards the end of the movie, you can have him wearing that, which also kind of gives him a Lost World sort of look as well. But either way, great options with that. For the figure, though, again, I was really, I don't know if I didn't have a lot of expectations for it, because for comparison, here is one of my 3 3/4 inch ones, and you can see it is a completely new mold with a lot similar details and such, but I think proportions are a little bit better, and then the articulation is also improved. As you can see, the head sculpt here coming in, both look really good if it'll focus on it. There we go. But the new one is a little bit smaller, so proportion a little bit better. I also kind of like the glasses on the new one a little bit more. But it does have a good likeness to Jeff Goldblum. I am happy with that. But you can see that the detail with the outfit is pretty decent. I do like how they have that extra little paint application on his necklace. His watch has a little bit more detail kind of put in there. And then when you come down to the feet, you can see that the feet actually, I mean, like proportion-wise, he is a little bit smaller, honestly. And I kind of like it. And like I said, I didn't really expect too much different, but they really did go above and beyond. Now, while this guy has a pretty good amount of articulation, you got a ball joint right here, you have the pin hinge joints, nothing at the wrist, you have a little waist rotation forward and back at the hips, you have a bend at the knee, you also have rotation at the knee. This, the new guy, takes it a whole, again, step further. So, obviously, just going to send him here. The ball joint here for the head, it actually is a little bit more limited feeling. I don't know if there's a hinge there or not. It's really hard to tell if there is. And I'm trying to see. I don't know if I can pull his head off. I don't want to. Oh, wait. I don't want to damage it or anything. But it doesn't feel like there's a swivel there. So I'm not entirely sure if it's just the ball joint there. But you do have a pin hinge joint here for the shoulders. Also, same thing going on with the elbows. You can hinge it up and you can rotate it around. The wrists rotate. Did his wrists rotate? No, his wrists did not rotate. They rotate, but they also have hinges, so you can articulate those. The waist here is on more of a ball joint, so you can actually get a ab crunch with it, which is nice. You can also rotate it. The hips do move forward and back. They also move in and out. The knees now have double bends. And instead of, is there a cut there? No, there's no cut. But what you do have down here at the ankles is rotation and then a hinge as well. So you can kind of point those around, which, again, I did not expect all that. I mean, I know I talked about how these are very similar to that Amber collection that we got, but I really didn't think that there would be that much articulation. And the best part about these is, like I said, their 3 3/4 inch line is very successful. For the most part, their dinosaurs are in that scale. Also, we have gotten just about every of these Jurassic Park vehicles, which these work perfectly with it. You can take this guy and very easily set him in there with the rest of your characters. Like that. It works perfectly. I mean, that is amazing. And since we were probably never going to get 3 3/4 inch scale vehicles, or I'm sorry, 6 inch scale vehicles, and all we got were the 3 3/4 inch ones, for me, this is a great way to kind of blend these. And obviously, we have a lot of those other characters, so even though we don't have, or even though we might not get them all, a lot of those other figures or characters have gotten 3 3/4 inch representations. So like I said, very extensive, and I love the fact that they are revisiting these, giving better paint applications, more articulation, and a more collector-friendly style action figure. Really very, very impressed with this guy. My only gripe would be the inability to kind of balance this and get him to hold it. One thing I will say is that, like, it does feel like it's a little bit softer rubber. So that's tricky to do. I don't feel like I'm going to be able to get it. It's just too heavy and it doesn't grip it too hard. But the rubber here is a little bit more rubbery, whereas this is a little bit harder of a plastic. Where, again, where did he go? Here's the Ian Malcolm figure. So I don't know if you just wedge this in there. I mean, yeah, he can hold that pretty decently, whereas this guy can't. So I guess that's where he would excel. In general, though, really happy with this guy. I really, really am. I love the fact that you have a couple different options in terms of displays and looks for him. Love the improved articulation. The paint applications aren't terribly better, but they are noticeable. Just in general, it is a great, great figure. And the good news is they are hitting right now. So all that being said, so if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Once again, I want to send a huge shout out to the folks over at Mattel for helping to make this review possible. And as always, guys, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you all for watching and taking the time to be a kid. Just kidding. If you stuck around to the very end, thanks guys, I appreciate it. I did discover this after I finished filming the majority of my video, and I wanted to add it in here real quick, but the hands actually can be removed. I didn't even think about that. So while this hand was the one that was on here, and you can see that he doesn't like holding things very, very well, you can pull that hand out, put the other hand from his sleeve jacket, and you got more of a closed grip right there. So now, let's see if this works. Just wedge that in there, and ta-da! Look at that! Look at that! Freaking-tastic. I love that. There you go, guys. You can actually do it. Criticism, really? Not even a criticism anymore.